Eddie Murphy, or excuse me, Richard Pryor, right?
Yeah, I was gonna play Richard Pryor, man, and then his wife. I didn't screw his wife, his ex-wife, and she got mad.
You're not gonna play Richard. You didn't spank this ass. I ain't playing Richard Pryor then. Oh, she gonna sue me for this.
Oh my God, he's stupid. Mike Epps is a freaking nut, man. He is a fool. Hit that thumbs up button. That thumbs up button. This is crazy. What did he say?
On the people's court, nigga.
People's court. People's court. I ain't know
Don't. Today.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. But I, you know what? It was I went to Richard Pryor's funeral, man, and none of his friends got up there and talked about him.
What?
Paul Mooney, none of them people went up there to talk about him, bro.
Wow.
Monique went up there on the stage. She didn't know him.
Wow.
And George Lopez went on the stage. He didn't know him. He wasn't even in the casket. The casket was shut. We all in there crying. She done burnt them up somewhere.
What?
This the shit that we was going through.
Wow, that's crazy. No friends. Ain't that crazy? That no friends got up and spoke at his funeral? I wonder, is that true? That's kind of sad, though, ain't it? Well, I guess you ain't there to hear him, right? But still, it's kind of weird. If I had a funeral and nobody goes up and speaks at my funeral, that's crazy. Especially Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney was just like that was his long time. Maybe he was too hurt. You know, that could be it. People don't want to. You know, I know I couldn't speak at my mom's funeral. I will say I didn't speak at my mom's funeral, so maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Let's continue on with the thumbs up button.
Anna Ross just stood up right in the middle of the prayer and just started. I swear to God, I'm not pulling. Hey, I can't tell you a lie. She just started singing like, oh. She had a big ass hat with a net on her shit. And you know, and guess what? Nigga, I get on the stage, right? I'm on the stage. I'm coming down because I've been on coke for 2-3 nights. They think I'm crying for Richard, but I'm crying because I've been high all night. His kids is sitting there crying, man. So when I seen his kids crying, I start crying because it just made. I'm like, damn, that's their dad.
Wow.
Let me tell you something, bro. The lady told me that night, "You're not ready to play Richard."
Oh wow.
I said, "Fuck you, bitch."
Did he?
I sit up here. But
oh shit. Mike Epps is a damn fool. Jesus. He's just that seemed like something Mike Epps would do too. Wow. That's crazy. Hit the thumbs up button, y'all.
But you know what I told him, though? You know what I told her? No, I'm going to tell you some real shit. I'm going to
He
tell you
died
what I told
laughing.
her, Steve and Matt.
Mike Epps is a freaking idiot.
I told her, look here.
Steven.
I love Richard Pryor.
Steve. He called him Steve.
My kids don't know.
Hold on a minute. Go back. Mike Epps is a nut. I mean, what did he say? Hold on, say. What did he say?
Love Richard Pryor. I love him to death. But my kids don't. I told her, Steve and Matt. I told her, look here.
Steven.
I love Richard Pryor. I love him to death. But my kids don't know who he is. But the little motherfuckers know me. So I'm the motherfucking, as good as Richard Pryor was, he was a bad motherfucker. These kids, they know who the hell Mike Epps is. And that's my OG. I love him. But the time is moved on. So if you go see a Richard Pryor movie with me in it, you're going to see Mike Epps play Richard Pryor.
Pryor, yeah.
Now, for all the old heads that know Richard Pryor, they're going to be coming in there like, yeah, nigga, you better come on with that mud bone, nigga. You better do that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my age and the kids younger than me, they don't know who. They say Mike Epps is playing a comedian on there. I'm going to see this shit.
Right.
That's how they gonna look at it.
Yeah, that's where we at.
They gonna say Day.
Which is smart because you're right. They know Day. They know from the Friday after next. They know them from that. They don't really know Richard Pryor was hell. I barely remember Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor, by the time I was in high school, Richard Pryor wasn't the man no more. When I was in high school in the 90s, we was into Chris Tucker and Bernie Mac and who else? Early 2000 when I was in college, we was into Cat Williams, when he did the Last Friday. Yeah, so Richard Pryor was from the 70s to the 80s, and that was his era. Then he got sick around the late 80s, and he kind of just faded off. But yeah, it would make sense to put Mike Epps playing a comedian that these kids don't know. So that would they be like, who was this Richard Pryor guy he was playing? Then they would go research and see who Richard Pryor was. You know what I'm saying? But a no-name person playing Richard Pryor, they might not go see it because they ain't gonna know who he is, and they ain't gonna know who the person he playing is. You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense. Hit the thumbs up button, guys.
You gonna kill me with Day.
Day. The current state of comedy right now. What you think about it with the cancel culture and everybody being so sensitive to jokes and things like that? What's your opinion on it?
Well, I think as a comedian, you really gotta weigh your odds. You got one level of it that makes sense. Every level of it makes sense. But you got a group of guys over here that are, you think about Dave Chappelle, you think about Cat Williams, you think about guys like Corey Holcomb.
Oh, my favorite comedians. Hit the thumbs up button.
These dudes are fearless, man.
Right.
These dudes ain't thinking like I'm thinking. See, I'm over there, they over there saying everything I want to say.
Especially Corey.
I can't mess my money up because I got a different, I know how to act in a movie.
Yeah.
Different lane. I know how to do TV.
Right.
I know how to produce.
Right.
So I'm over there looking and trying to protect that.
Right.
That don't have nothing to do with that. Now, if I take that lane right there, it might cut that off.
Right.
Right.
Because you don't see none of them dudes.
Like real crossing over. And,
yeah.
Right.
Not that they can't do it.
Right. They just not. It's not.
But they got a heart of a lion when it comes to this game.
Mm-hmm.
Them guys are, I'm telling you, they fearless, man. They go up there and say, so I'll say some crazy stuff, but Lord Jesus, they go hard.
Especially Corey.
I just sit back with my popcorn. I'm like,
yeah, Corey Holcomb don't give a damn. He say, like, wow, how can he say, like, he don't care? I think Corey Holcomb might be one of the most fearless comedians in the game right now. Hands down. He don't care, And like Mike Epps was saying, he don't get many movie deals, but still, his stand-up is impeccable. Hit the thumbs up button.
Boy, they got a whole lot of heart, man.
Right.
And it works for them. They sell tickets like a mother.
Absolutely. Has the genre suffered because of this? Because of everybody being so sensitive?
Oh yeah. That's when you think about Richard Pryor and Red Fox and Bernie Mac and them kind of guys, man, they wouldn't have made it in this time.
No.
They would have probably just walked away from the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a damn shame that you're allowed to do it in a different area and you're not allowed to do it in the area that...
He must be somewhere cold. Mike's hands is ashy as hell. Look how ashy his knuckles is. He ain't put no look at this dude. His hands, ashy his hands is. He must be somewhere. He got that big ass goose. That's probably an expensive ass jacket he got on. Hit the thumbs up button.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to do it in the area that is really you supposed to be doing it at. Comedians are supposed to be able to say whatever we want to say and crack a joke. I mean, to a respect. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no business talking about no kids and certain stuff you can't say, period. Even with a joke. It'll get you up out of here. Like some comedian, he was just talking about George Floyd. I don't know who it was.
David Lucas.
phases. So he called. He apologized.
Yeah, that could have got an ass whooping. That came with an ass whooping and a
you
cancellation.
know he got no phone calls. He didn't apologize just because he wanted to.
Yeah,
you know that.
But see, you're going for the laugh. You're going for the shock, and you're going for the laugh.
That's dope. That is from All the Smoke podcast from Matt Barnes and Steven. What is his name? I forgot his name too. Damn. Mike called him Steve. Matt and Steve. Oh, he's a fool, man. Mike Epps is a nut. Jesus. That makes sense though. That'd have been smart if they. I don't know. Mike Epps too old now to play Richard Pryor. You know, they should have did that some years ago. He too old now to play Richard, I think. You know what I'm saying? He a little bit too old now. They should have did that some years ago. I believe Nick Cannon was supposed to play Richard Pryor too at one point. He had supposed to have put his bid in to play Richard in the biopic, but that fell through. Nick Cannon didn't get it. Marlon Wayans is supposed to be trying to play him. Marlon Wayans went as far as shoot his own. He had hired his own makeup person to make him look like Richard. Marlon Wayans wanted that part bad. He had a makeup person do his makeup and to make him look like Richard, and he shot us I guess a little piece of what he thought the movie would be like and to send in to the casting people so he can get the part. And he still didn't get the part. I mean, all that money he wasted because it looked good. It actually looked like a real movie. The little piece. It's probably maybe 3 minutes long, but he used that to send to the casting director for him to possibly get chosen to play Richard. But they still ain't pick him. You know, I think they said it's Richard Pryor's widow she has the rights to it, and she didn't want Nick to play him, she didn't want Mike to play him, and then she didn't want Marlon to play him. So she said she wanted to use an unknown person, which kind of makes sense a little bit, but then you gotta take what Mike Epps was saying. Don't nobody know who Richard is. So you're gonna have a no-name playing a name person that young people nowadays don't know. You know, it'll be a lot of older people probably going to see the movie, you know, that remember Richard Pryor from back in the day, but there ain't gonna be nobody younger because they ain't gonna know the person who's playing them, and they ain't gonna know the person that he's playing. Like what Mike Epps was saying, if he played him, they'd be like, "Oh, look, Mike Epps playing this old comedian." And then they'll want to see who the old comedian is. You know, Richard Pryor. Who is this Richard Pryor guy that Mike Epps played? Because, Stephen was saying, and Matt was saying, they know Day Day. They know all about the Benjamins. They grew up on that when they were little kids. Now, you know, the 20-something-year-old. You know what I'm saying? They know, the Two Fridays. They know all about the Benjamins. What else he did? What other movies did Mike Epps do? I can't think of no other ones. He did some other movies, but yeah, TV shows, stuff like that. He had that TV show on Netflix with Wanda Sykes. So they know him, you know, from his recent work. So if he would have played a character that they don't know, that would have shed more light on the character that they don't know, you know. Anyway, what do y'all think, man? Leave your comments and subscribe to Charles and Israel. Hit that thumbs up button.